I feel like if it takes 4 to 6 weeks for a technician to put his hands on the bike, then maybe they need to hire some more help. You know, everybody's not certified to work on these Honda Goldwings. So when you take your bike into a shop, you know, I'm actually under the impression that they have to wait for a Goldwing mechanic that may only work 1 day a week or come in at certain times of the week, once a month or what have you, to actually work on the Goldwings. So you would think there would be a Goldwing technician there at a Honda dealership full time, ready to do work on Honda Goldwings.
Goldwing Rider, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist. A young loner on a crusade to champion the cause of the innocent, the helpless, the powerless, who is fearless in a world of reckless automobiles. These are Caliente motovlogs.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? Your boy Chris is out on the Goldwing, out on the DCT Honda Goldwing. I'm out here trying to get a ride in. The current outside temperature right now is around 25 degrees out on the Goldwing. I mean, it's nice out here. The sun is shining bright, but it's cold, y'all. Today I'm talking to you on my Cardo Pack Talk. I'm snug like a bug in the rug. I'm wearing my Centurion one-piece textile suit. Centurion one-piece textile suit. If you're gonna get out here when it's cold out, you want to make sure that you are dressed for the occasion. So how's everybody doing? If you're new to the channel, be sure to take the opportunity to click that subscribe button. If you guys been keeping up with my videos, I recently talked about the Honda Goldwing Recall Letters that are going out as we speak. I know a lot of you are actually receiving your letters. In my last video, I talked about going to the Honda Power Sports website to see if your Honda Goldwing has a recall if you have not received your official letter for your 2018 through 2024 Honda Goldwing. But I'm proud to announce that just the other day I actually received my official recall letter for the primary drive gearbolt on my Honda Goldwing. I received my official letter, and basically the letter said that if the drive bolt fails, that it can stall out the engine and cause the rider to crash or get injured. The first recall letter was actually the inspection on the fuel pump impeller. I talked about this in my last video, but if you guys missed a video of me actually doing the fuel pump inspection to see if my bike actually falls under that recall, you can click on the link in the top corner. But Honda did send out that notice saying that I need to have my fuel pump inspected. But just the other day I received my official letter for the primary drive gearbolt. One of the things that actually, you know, that have always kind of turned me off with some of the Honda dealerships is that, at least around here in this area, they would tell you 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, that's before the technician will even put their hands on the bike. And to me, that doesn't make sense, man. 4 to 6 weeks. So that's kind of always been a turnoff to me in my book. That's one of the reasons why I would, you know, not the only reason why, but, you know, that's one of the reasons why I would do a lot of my own work, because I didn't want my bike being tied down at a Honda dealership for a month or two for a job that only takes 3 or 4 hours. You know, that never made sense to me. And so being the kind of person that I am, being a hands-on kind of person, that do my own repairs majority of the times. I would just do my own work. But that was always kind of a turnoff to me. 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks. But after I received my recall letter, I reached out to the local Honda dealership here, which is actually under new owners. The previous owners, from what I've heard, actually sold it. And so the new owners are saying, hey man, you know, we're setting up appointments. And I said, setting up an appointment before they would touch the bike? They said, no, the appointment is actually the technicians doing the work. So I thought that was pretty neat, man. And so I actually set up my appointment to have my primary drive gear bolt replaced. And while they actually have it there at the dealership, I'm going to let them just do a full servicing. You know, I would normally do the work myself when it came down to repairs and things like that on my motorcycle, but I've decided that since they're gonna have my bike, I might as well just let them do the whole job. So how many of you out there that's watching this video normally do your own repairs, but you have decided to let Honda do the work that you need on your motorcycle? Be sure to put that down in the comment section below. So some of the work that I'm going to get done while my bike is there at the dealership, I am going to let them do a full servicing. Just do a full servicing on the bike. You know, I actually was looking at a video just the other day because I was, you know, wondering, you know, how serious of a job is that to replace the primary drive gear bolt. You know, how hard of a job is that? And so I was looking at one of these videos actually on YouTube, man, and this technician, and I'm not sure if this is the only way to do that particular job, but he actually removed the fuel tank. That seemed like a lot of work just to access the primary drive gear bolt. Now, I'm not sure if there's another way that a rider could access that bolt or if that's the only way, but he actually took out the fuel tank. You know, I didn't realize it was that much work involved, man. And after seeing that video, you know, I made the decision right then that I'm just gonna let Honda do a full servicing on my bike. So I got an appointment set. They're gonna inspect the fuel pump, which I know it doesn't need to be replaced, but I'm gonna let them do the fuel pump inspection under that recall and also replace the primary drive gear bolt under the recall. And while they have the bike, I'm just gonna let them do a full servicing on the bike, which means I'm gonna let them change out my air filter. You know, I kind of talked about this in my last video, that's one of the things that, you know, I don't like about the new style Honda Goldwing is that, man, you got to tear the whole bike down just to change out a $50 air filter. You know, and those dealerships, man, would charge you anywhere $300 to $500 to change out a $50 air filter. And that was kind of one of the things that kind of turned me off with the new style Honda Goldwing. But after watching that video and seeing the guy break down the Honda Goldwing to get to the primary drive gear bolt, and according to the recall letter, it's a 6-hour job. So after seeing that video, I have decided to just let Honda, I'm gonna let the Honda dealership do all of my work, man. There's no sense of me trying to, you know, do some of the work myself, and then they got to go back in and tear everything back down just to get to that primary drive gear bolt. Because I was actually going to this winter, I was actually just going to change out the air filter myself, but I have decided that since the dealership is going to have my bike, I'm just going to let them do it. You know, that makes more sense, man. So I'm gonna let them change out the air filter and probably just do a full servicing on the bike, which includes changing all of my fluids. You know, that's the thing about the Honda Goldwing. There is not a lot to do when it comes to maintenance. So I'm just gonna let them change out my brake fluid, let them change out Well, if you got the manual bike, you know, you got the hydraulic clutch fluid. If you got the manual, and in that particular fluid is the same as the brake fluid. It's the same. But I have the DCT, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm gonna let them just do a full servicing on the bike, since they're gonna have it and they're gonna tear it all the way down, man. One of my concerns that I've always had is that, you know, my bike, man, I got so many accessories on these things, you know, that a technician has to really understand that he can't just rush in and start cutting wires and pulling wires loose, you know, trying to finish the job. You know, it's one of these things to where a technician would have to understand that you got to take your time, man. You know, when I first bought my Goldwing, I had to break this thing down like a 57 Chevy and get a lot of my accessories put on here. And that took a while. You know, that's the thing about these bikes, man. We don't want to leave them stock. So we'll add lights and things like that to the bike. And it takes a long time, in most cases, to get a lot of this stuff on the bike. You know, that's one of the reasons why I said that if you go out and buy a new style Honda Goldwing, one of the first things that I highly recommend is for you to pick up the Gold Strike distribution block. Now, there's a lot of things that you're going to need for your bike, but I talked about the Gold Strike distribution block because when you add one light turns into two lights turns into three lights, and three lights turn into a bunch of more lights, and next thing you know, you got all of these wires on your bike running here and there and everywhere. So it's very important to set your bike up properly when you first buy it. So one of the things that I highly recommend when it comes to adding lights to your bike, add the Gold Strike distribution block. You know, put that on your bike. And one of the reasons why is because it'll run your Gold Strike lights, it'll run your karaoke lights, it'll run your Pathfinder lights. You can actually straight wire your lights. And one of my favorite things that I like about that Gold Strike distribution block is that you could actually wire your trailer. So if you guys are talking about adding a trailer to your bike, and I mentioned this in previous videos, that the Gold Strike distribution block, man, you could actually run your trailer lights with that thing, man. So, you know, it's kind of like an all-in-one. You know, when Honda first came out with the Goldwing, everybody kind of had their own harnesses. So the thing I like about the Gold Strike distribution block is that it'll run all of those different manufacturers' lights. So I highly recommend to pick that thing up. If you missed a video of me actually installing it, I'm gonna leave a link where you guys can watch that video. I highly recommend it for all of the new Goldwing owners that want to add a light to their motorcycle. Man, that's a game changer in my opinion. I'm just out here cruising on the Goldwing, y'all. Around 25 degrees out, but I'm snug like a bug. And believe me, I ain't no thug. Out on the DCT trying to get a ride in. You know, I was reading some of your comments, and the one viewer said that, you know, man, I wouldn't go out there in that cold weather just to make a video. But to be honest with you, man, I just really enjoy riding my bike. But we've had some cold air to swoop down, man, and it's been below freezing all week. And it's going to be like that, I think, for the next couple of days, where the temperature is not even going to get above freezing. So right now I'm showing 25 degrees out on the Honda Goldwing. But I have on the right gear. I have on my Centurion one piece textile. Trying to get the ride in. Keep your head on the swivel. Oh yeah. Out on the Goldwing. You know, I'm just kind of getting to the point now, man. I just want to ride. You know, I have an assortment of tools. I can do a lot of this stuff myself and save money. You know, but as we get older, you know, we kind of get tired of working on things. You know, sometimes you just want to pay somebody else to do the work. You know, I just want to ride. That's why a lot of times I'll tell, you know, guys that ride with me, hey man, when you're not riding, that's the time to do your repairs. You know, when you're not on your motorcycle, that is the time to do the things that need to be fixed. You know, I don't want to wait till ride day to start fixing on the bike. That's not the time to start fixing. On ride day, I want to ride. So when you're not riding, when it's cold out and you're not doing anything, that is the time to work on your bike. That is the time to play with your Cardo headset, to learn how to use your headset. You know, you'll be surprised how many guys will wait to ride day to try to figure out how to use their headset. That is not the time to figure out how to use your Cardo Pack Talk headsets. You want to learn how to do those things in your downtime. So when you're not riding and things are slow, run your maintenance. You learn how to use your headset. Because on ride day, you know, it's time to kickstand up. And so many guys that have ridden with me in the past, they know that on ride day, Caliente does not want to be on the ground trying to figure out what's wrong with the bike. So I have decided I'm just going to let the Honda dealership do all of the work and let them do a full servicing. Just do everything. And if you have had the recall performed on your bike, could you tell any difference? Or did it feel the same? You know, it's just sometimes it's hard for me to kind of fathom a primary boat failing. You know, generally boats don't fail, but I guess anything is possible. But could you tell any difference once you had the primary drive gear bolt replaced? Or did the bike feel the same? And for you guys that had the fuel pump replaced, could you tell any difference? You know, I mentioned this in my last video. That's kind of one of the things I was just a little bit concerned about. I don't want anybody damaging my bike trying to, you know, do a repair. You know, I personally feel like there's nothing wrong with the bike. I personally feel like my bike doesn't need the recall, but Honda did send it out, and I'm going to just, you know, adhere to the recall letter and go ahead and get that primary drive gear bolt replaced. And for you guys that actually had the work done, how long did it actually take? Because the letter said it's a 6-hour job. So did you get your bike back the same day? Or how long did you have your bike tied up at the dealership? Be sure to put that down in the comment section below. But I do have an appointment, and I'm gonna find out how long they plan on keeping my bike down, because, you know, that's one thing about my bike, man. I got a lot going on my bike. You know, one of my viewers said, you know, what's all of that on your handlebars? You know, I'm not the average rider. You know, I have cameras, I have phones, I have headsets, extra communicators. You know, my bike got a lot going on. The average rider is not going to have all of this on their bike. They might have a phone holder, they might have a cup holder, but I'm just not the average rider. The average rider wouldn't be out here riding in 25-degree weather. It's cold out, but I'm dressed properly, man. I have on the right gear, and I'm having a heat wave right now, even though it's 25 degrees out on the Honda Goldwing. I have my coffee in the cup. Got to keep me some hot coffee on my handlebars. That's one of the things I kind of like about the Gold Strike big ass cup holder. If you guys missed the installation on the Gold Strike big ass cup holder, you can click on the link and get that thing installed. Man, it's a game changer. You can put a 30-ounce Yeti cup. Also, you can put a 20-ounce Yeti cup. You know, some of these cup holders, man, The biggest thing you can put in there is a 20-ounce can of soda and maybe, or a small bottle of water. The thing I like about the Gold Strike big ass cup holder is that it'll hold a 20-ounce Yeti cup and it'll hold a 30-ounce Yeti cup. So I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I want all of you guys that's watching this video to chime in on this video and let me know what you think. Be sure to put it down in the comment section below. And last but not least, one of the things I do want to mention for you guys that are considering switching from Honda over to maybe a Harley, or switching to a BMW, or switching to another motorcycle manufacturer because maybe you kind of been, you know, turned off about the recalls going on with the new style Honda Goldwing. One thing I must say is that the Honda Goldwing is a magnificent motorcycle, smooth as butter. The DCT, the electronic windshield, the different drive modes, rain mode, tour mode, sport mode, economy mode. And one of my favorites about this Honda Goldwing is the Apple CarPlay. Man, I love the Apple CarPlay Android Auto. You can't beat it. So don't just love your Honda Goldwing in the good times. Love your Honda Goldwing in the bad times. So anyway, this is your boy Chris out on the Goldwing. Out on the Goldwing. And I will talk to you guys later. Deuces.